after a very successful but smoky Calgary stampede, it shows that Calgary is back on track the way it used to be. But with the way it used to be, does that come with a slower Calgary real estate market? Today, we're talking about the Calgary real estate market update from July of 2021. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm a local real estate agent here in Calgary, Alberta. We're here on this channel, we talk about Calgary real estate tips, and Calgary in general. If that's something that interests you, make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to be notified about my next video. On with today's video, we are talking about the Calgary real estate market from July of 2021, where we're going to be breaking up into 4 different categories: sales, inventory, price, and I will be giving my advice on what I think is going to be happening in the next coming months. Sales in July were 2,319 total properties sold. That is about 600 properties less than the previous month in June, but this is our best July on record in almost a decade. Bringing up this graph here for you, you can see the July sales from every single year and how that this month was our best year for July on record in a very long time. Again, it is still the summer months, so this is something that we still kind of predicted that we are at its absolute peak before heading into the fall and winter, where we know it's going to start cascading down. This is a positive and healthy sign for Calgary real estate because it means we are just following the seasonal trends that we normally see. However, the sales to new listings did match the previous month in June at sitting at about 70%. Now this is something where the higher the number, the healthier the market. So this is still a very good sign for Calgary real estate. And that 70% is actually up 10% from this time last year of July of 2020. Now with this sales summary, we kind of did predict this in my last market update being June of 2021, which you can click the link here in the card to watch that if you haven't already. We did say that with Alberta lifting all of its restrictions, the mask mandate is no more, and that the Calgary stampede was going ahead full steam. We expected that buyers would back off a little bit and decide that they're going to enjoy the rest of the summer that they have been July and August and really take advantage of this time to be completely open. Again, we have been almost locked down or kind of under some type of restriction for the past 15 months. So it's no surprise that we are seeing these types of numbers, but still in a healthy, competitive market. Moving on to inventory, we have 6,678 total properties available on the market today. This is slightly down from the previous month in June, but up year over year at about 1%, which is still continuing that trend of month over month from the year previous. Pulling up the inventory graph, you can see how July of 2021 matched its July 2020 year. And you can see compared to all the other years previous that it is not our worst month, but is definitely not our best as well. We do expect that June and July are our peak months and that we are slowly going to start cascading down if we haven't seen that already. However, the inventory levels have jumped to just under 3 months, which suggests a more of a balanced market between sellers and buyers. However, if you look a little bit closer, you'll still see that the detached market is still favoring those sellers rather than the buyers, but the row townhouse and apartment market are really starting to favor the buyers at the current moment. The row townhouse market is just sitting above 3 months of total supply, while the apartment market is sitting just below 6 months. That does suggest a more of a buyer's market as opposed to the detached and semi-detached, where they're sitting well below 3 months of supply. Bring up these 2 graphs here that show the new listings for row townhouse and apartment, and that July 2021 was its best months for new listings for these 2 sectors in the entire decade. A very healthy sign for these 2 sectors as you're starting to see buyers maybe start to trickle down from the detached and semi-detached market down into row townhouse and apartments again. Moving on to pricing, the benchmark price here in Calgary is $460,100. This is a 10% year-over-year increase of this time last year, and at about a 1% increase from the previous month being June 2021. This is a standard trend that we're seeing month over month being 1% gain every single month, with detached home just being below $540,000, which is an 11% year-over-year increase. Semi-detached is at $428,400, which is a 10% increase year-over-year. Row townhouse just sits below $300,000, which again is another 10% increase from year-over-year. An apartment comes in at a 4% year-over-year increase at $254,000, which is a very healthy sign to see in the apartment market, as for the longest time it was our biggest outlier. Bringing up the community map here of Calgary, you can see that it's still green arrows across the entire city, which is again a good sign for the Calgary market. The sales to list price ratio is slightly lower than last month at just below 98% at 97.97%. Again, this is a very healthy number for sellers looking to get into the market and to sell their home, meaning that you are still getting about 98% of the list price. But this also shows that buyers are really not willing to pay over market value, as I mentioned in the last month update, that they're a little bit smarter, and like I said, they are kind of backing off from buying in the market. Interest rates still favor the buyer, and now with more inventory coming on the market, they are taking a little bit more time to look around and find that home for them. Now, with all that information, what does it all mean? As we kind of predicted last month with everything opening up, it did see a bit of a slowdown with the sales. This is especially true because the average days on market did rise by 6 days, doing at 40 days on market. And I predict that this is going to be the same situation for this month of August. We're still completely wide open here in Alberta, and consumers are again wanting to back off a little bit and enjoy the rest of their summer before the fall picks up again. And with school starting up again in September, our families wanting to make that push now to get into a home and go through all that stress of moving, getting their kids ready for school, I can't really see it. So I do expect another slowdown and a bit more of a cascade then of July. So if you are wanting to sell your home, it's going to be incredibly important that you get your home as move-in ready as possible. Any repairs that you need to do, whether it be painting, fixing any plumbing, any yard work, it's important to get that done now, because buyers are going to want something that is easy and not a lot of work for them to do. So get your home prepared to sell and price it accordingly to fair market value. I said this last month that if you are trying to be greedy, your home is going to sit longer, with the average days on market being at about 40. Homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but if you put your home at a good price point, it is going to look more attractive to multiple buyers, which could then in turn increase that price for you. Now for buyers, the interest rates are still below 2% and are still favoring you quite heavily. However, the inventory isn't there either. And as I said before, we are looking to be at our absolute peak. So it is important that if you are looking to buy, that you really start to take advantage of the market we have today, because it's hard to tell what the future predicts, and that if we are going to potentially go into another lockdown, or if there's going to be significantly less homes on the market for you to choose from. Now, do I predict a bit of a balanced market come the fall? Yeah, I do predict a bit of a balanced market come September and October. And coming towards the end of October, maybe into November, we might see a bit more of a pickup, but not for very long, as we do get into the Christmas holidays, the end of school semester. Again, if we're still able to travel abroad, you can expect consumers wanting to take advantage of any warm holidays that they might be wanting to do. It's very rare to see consumers wanting to move in the middle of a school year. That is why December, January, and February are our lowest months for sales, and I expect that seasonal trend to continue to happen. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I hope this Calgary real estate market update for July 2021 really helped you out to understand what is going on in the Calgary market. And if you're thinking about buying or selling here in Calgary or the surrounding areas, my contact information is down in the description. Contact me today and we can start your real estate journey. But until then, I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Take care.